it really was connecting with other moms and showing them that, we could find ourselves in a corner crying, but you know what? There are other women out there that can help and support you and love on you. And so I fell in love with connecting with other, moms and women and just showing them the self-love on themselves, the energy that they can gain, the life that they can live that they deserve.
Welcome to the Network Marketing Made Simple podcast. I am your host, Scott Aaron, and each and every week I'm going to come to you with short, simple, and powerful tactics of how you can grow your network marketing business, brand, bank account, and impact on those around you. And just remember, network marketing is not easy, but it can be made easy with simple steps to create the success that you truly deserve. Welcome to episode 106 of the Network Marketing Made Simple podcast. And if you are a new listener, then welcome. And if you are a returning listener, then welcome back. And as always, whether you're a seasoned or beginner network marketer and you are still building your business through the means of Instagram and Facebook, and you are not yet harnessing the power and potential of LinkedIn, then head over to my website, www.scottaaron.net, where you can fill out a form to schedule a free 15-minute discovery call with me where I can learn more about you, your business, what you're struggling with, and how we can potentially work together. So, super stoked about today's episode. I actually have a dear friend of mine who was willing to come on and share some golden nuggets with everyone. And we've known each other for a number of years now. We've done network marketing together, entrepreneurship together, work together. And there's just such an amazing story that this person has, but also about how life is full of seasons and we have ups and downs and how we need to push through all of that to really create the most abundant life possible. So as always, I don't want to tell the person's story. I want them to tell their story to you. So Tara LePera, welcome to today's episode.
Thank you so much, Scott. I truly appreciate it. I am really excited just to be on here with you. I know we definitely go back a few years, and it's just so nice, the people that you connect with and bond with in network marketing. I mean, it's truly transformed my life in so many ways than one.
Absolutely. So before we get into that side of things, for my listeners that aren't familiar with you and your work and what you do, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and how you maybe a transitional moment in your life that kind of shaped you to go down this path of self-discovery, personal development, and network marketing.
Absolutely. So I had just had a birthday. I'm 41 years old. I am a mom of 4 and married to my best friend, Mark. So where my story begins, Scott, I'm sorry. I always call you by your last name. I apologize.
I have 2 first names. It happens all the time. Actually, if you count my middle name, which is Robert, I have 3 first names. So
oh, well, there we go.
Now
I'm going to add that one in there. So I was born and raised in New Jersey and probably lived in about 30 plus different homes as a child. So just from an early onset, I was, trying to find myself, we could say. And I had become pregnant at the age of 21 with my oldest daughter, Alicia. And I was on a journey. I had moved from, Jersey, where I had grown up, to over to PA and raised her over there for about 16 years of my life. And there is kind of where I started really digging in and trying to find myself. But through the process, I lost myself. And I lost myself pretty deep. Being a single parent at the time, I was working, many different jobs, but I had landed a really successful job in the corporate industry. And I really dug my feet in deep thinking, oh, wow, like I've got this. I was a high school dropout in 11th grade. I did not have any background education whatsoever. Never got my GED until just a few years ago. So to land this job just through, connecting with the right people, I was very proud of myself, but I was never home, right? Like we think we want all these, incredible jobs and we want to, be in corporate and climb the ladder. And that's what I was doing. But I had a daughter that was missing her mom.
Mhm.
And, she didn't have that father figure. So I was playing both roles. Here we are 13 years later, of climbing that corporate ladder. I was completely depressed. I was on antidepressants and I was downing 2 to 3 bottles of wine a night.
Oof.
And I kid you not, like the pounds were packing on. I'm on the road, barely home. I'm falling asleep in the car of wherever I could sleep at. I'd come home and take naps. And I was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? This is what I thought that was like the best thing, but I needed to start taking a few steps back. I never knew who I was, what I wanted for myself. I was just living that life that I thought we were all supposed to live. So, a few steps back, it was 2011 and I had met Mark, my husband, who is my husband today. I've never been married before. And I met him at an Eagles game. And I actually had Alicia with me. And, you know, moving forward a little bit into our relationship, Mark and I knew was the one. The Lord had sent him to me. I'd had many different relationships in the past, as we all do, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know what it was. It was just like he was sent to me to not only, have the father figure that Alicia required in her life, but also to dig deep into me, to give me that belief in myself. He's poured so much belief in me. He's, showed me different things that I never knew that I was possible or capable of doing. He's a federal air marshal, so he works out a lot. And I knew nothing about working out. So he showed me the health and wellness industry and working out and taking care of myself and cooking healthier. And that is just kind of where it just started, was there. Like, wow, I don't need the bottles of wine. I don't need the antidepressants. I need to get my body moving and start loving myself. And that's truly where it had started. It was right there with meeting my husband, and just following, kind of in his footsteps until I learned of who I was and what I wanted to do, if this was a passion for me. So we got married and we knew we wanted children. And now my husband's 7 years younger than me. So I am, a little older. I never thought about having any more children, but, marrying my husband, I knew that this is something that it was his dream. And I absolutely adore children. So I was like, okay, let's do this. So after we got married, the vacation mode sometimes doesn't end. And he started packing on a few pounds. And with the self love that he has for himself, he had realized that he needed to do something. So he saw college buddies that were actually taking care of themselves. They looked amazing. And he's just like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but I want to be a part of it. So that's kind of where we started dabbling into in 2014, was nutritional products, was isogenics. Isogenics was introduced to my husband and I watched him. I watched him for a month and I kept saying, no, 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 this is not what I want to do. And I finally was like, you know what? My husband's getting sexy. And if anybody sees it, like I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, I better do something.
Sexier. He was
So
getting sexier.
sexier. Yeah, yeah, that's it. So I joined him on the journey. And Scott, I kid you not, I didn't know it then, but I wish that I known it was coming, that it completely transformed my life. When I put these products in my body, I was blown away, completely blown away. And I was like, wow, I'm supposed to feel like this? Like, I'm supposed to not have brain fog. I'm supposed to have all this energy. Like, why didn't anybody ever tell us about this before? So, to each his own. Everybody, has tried products and does their own thing. And, I never push anything upon anybody, but this was for me and I absolutely loved it. And we've right from there hit the ground running. We've definitely had our ups and downs, with building and understanding network marketing. And I think that is truly what makes us who we are today, because you need those struggles. You need that like, oh my God, okay, I'm not doing this and I need to dig in deeper and do this. And, connecting yourself with the right people along the way to learn, what they've done and what worked for them, and pull different nuggets from different people has really dug deeper into us, and it's made our relationship so much stronger because we've done network marketing since we got married. Like this is like the majority of our life. So feeling amazing. My body had transformed. I want to say it was almost 30 pounds that I lost. And I didn't even think I needed to lose the weight, honestly. I think it was more of like just the toxicness and the puffy and swollenness that I was carrying for so many years. And we started having more children, and we're like, here I am, older in my later 30s, having children. And I just had Hudson, and he's 4 months, and I'm 41. So, just building a family and having the life that we've always, definitely deserved and required has just been amazing. So I hope that was a little bit in a nutshell, but there's so much more like in between. I mean, we foster our nephew. We just, a growing, loving family.
No, that's amazing. And so just a couple rapid fire questions,
Sure.
going through the journey of network marketing, because I have a lot of newbies that listen to this. I have a lot of seasoned network marketers, and everyone has a different road they go down. So looking back, what do you think was the best thing that you did to get your business started?
So personally, it's it has to be within first. Like I had to dig deep into myself. I had to love on myself and take care of me so that I can share that love onto other people.
Hmm.
And I'm not talking about your body and the way that you look. It wasn't the appearance of that. Certain people think that you have to look this part and, to be able to share something with somebody. That wasn't it for me at all. It was the way that I felt. It was the way that I was pouring love onto myself and, gaining that energy and that self love back, that I was able to dig deep into, other women, moms, dads that wanted to love themselves again.
Yeah.
So it was really just sharing what I've done for me that they can have that belief and do it for themselves as well. And it wasn't about your self image of what other people saw you as.
Now, along those same lines, what do you think was the biggest mistake that you made in the very beginning?
Not going hard enough.
Hmm.
And I don't mean like,
So what does that mean? Because everyone, like,
yeah,
I talk about all the time. Like, if you're like, Eric Worre actually says it best. He said there's two types of network marketers. There's amateurs that think they're professionals,
mm-hmm.
and then there's network marketing professionals. So what exactly do you feel? Because everyone, you can't go back on your journey. Your journey is your journey. But what would you have done differently?
So I probably would have had a more of a system put together because I didn't know anything about network marketing. I mean, even though I come from sales for 13 years in the corporate industry, I personally did not know anything about like a strategic plan and following that when it comes to working for yourself.
Yeah.
Like everybody says, you'll work so hard for somebody else. Why don't you work hard for yourself?
Mm.
And I didn't understand that until now. So I really was just like, oh, okay, I'm working for myself. La di da di da. I'll connect with people here or there.
Right.
So I personally believe that is where I believe we would have been so much further, is where I lacked in that.
What was the biggest lesson, that you didn't know that you were going to learn in network marketing that you ended up learning? Besides, the personal development that we all do, and obviously it's a personal development journey with a compensation plan attached to it. But what was an unexpected lesson that you learned?
I would have to say, honestly, because it kept coming up time and time again, is organization and procrastination.
Mm.
That was that. I mean, yeah, look, I'm not perfect. I still have those, but it's more in detailed for me now. I lay it out. I have a planner. I follow things. Having 4 children, you don't always follow those things, but
Yeah.
I didn't have that. I'm writing on pieces of paper here and there. I was losing it. I was letting things pile up. So it was definitely, the procrastination and the not, not being organized.
So what do you think, what's a piece of advice that you can give a new or seasoned network marketer that, has been in it for a couple of years or maybe is just getting started? Because you and I have seen the changes in network marketing and how social media is the driver and people are just a lot of posting and a lot of pretending that life. And I'm going to share a perfect example.
Hmm.
There was someone that I spoke to the other day, and they're in a different network marketing company, and they were uh, vetting out people to work with, as far as, network marketing coaches, and she was interested in working with me on LinkedIn. And then when it came down to price, obviously it was not within her budget at the time. So I still have my network marketing academy that was open at the time. And I said, well, my network marketing academy is $29 a month. And she goes, well, I'm going to have to, check my budget on that. And she reached back out and she said, I just don't have the extra funds available for a $29 monthly membership, which I'm respectful of. Where the problem comes in is that I was going through my news feed and I happened to see this person post something about, quote unquote, all of the monetary rank advancements they made during the month.
Mm.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're telling your network that you've made all these monetary rank advancements during the month. But when it came down to that person investing back into their business, they didn't have $29 to do so, which tells me that there's a lot of people that are ashamed of where they are financially in their journey with network marketing. And you and I, we've spoken about this in person at events we've been to, but
Hmm.
vulnerability is one of the biggest strengths that any one person can possess. But outside of that, honoring where you are in your journey, you don't have to say, well, I don't have, two nickels to rub together, but don't pretend that you're being successful on the outside and then on the inside you're struggling every single day. So I think transparency, but also being intentional and authentic with what you're putting out on social media in regards to how you're also showing up in person is so key into attracting the right people to what you're doing.
Absolutely. So, I mean, when we're on social media, you're going to see the picture perfect people watering their plants or, I mean, come on, I will look a hot mess if I even go out to water my plants, let alone I don't even water them. But I'm just saying, like, that's great. If you have time to do that and you want that, that's totally fine. But here's the thing, you know, when somebody you bring that person or somebody into your life, are they going to see that on it every day? No, they're not. People want to connect with people of where they are in life, in their real life. They want authentic people. They
Yeah.
want to know that you're a hot mess and your kids are screaming and you're, about to pull your hair out of your head, but then yet you can pull it together and then you can have, an incredible time with friends. Like there's, there's that path that you don't want to mislead somebody, that they're
Yeah.
coming into something that is so, oh, it's make believe,
Yep.
I don't want to be a part of something make believe. I want people to see me for who I am. And if you want to connect with me and hold my hands and build this amazing thing together and transform lives and feel freaking amazing, then I'm here with open arms and I'm going to love you to the day that I'm not here anymore. But have those laughing moments, those crying moments. I'm not a fake person. So I would just say to people, don't be fake. And yeah, you could put money out there if you want to and exploit it that way. When you hit ranks or whatever, be proud of yourself. But there's some ups and downs. It's not always like that.
No.
I mean, you could even skyrocket past that. That's fine. But you can also have your dips and come down as well. And you have to be real with that. That's why I'm saying that's where that procrastination came with me and that I should have pushed that drive a little bit more for myself. And I probably wouldn't have hit those, but that's what life is all about. And that's how you learn is from those ups and downs.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, it's just be real, be yourself.
Yeah, no matter what the vehicle you choose, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
network marketing opportunity or your own entrepreneurial endeavor, there's ups and downs. I mean, you have stuff going on outside of network marketing, as do I.
Yes.
And the the ups and downs are no different than what I was experiencing when I was in the trenches of growing my business in the beginning. It's the same thing. It just looks a little bit different because I'm doing something else. So let's transition. So,
Yeah.
obviously network marketing not only gave you the financial freedom to, be at home and to be a full-time entrepreneur, full-time mother, full-time wife. But something also happens when you get into network marketing. The lid comes off as far as what's possible. And you start being able to understand that if I can do this, I can do anything. So what was that moment for you where you could not back away from that entrepreneurial spirit that had been growing, because now you're doing a multitude of things? So what was that moment for you where you're like, you know what? I think I need to diversify my entrepreneurial resume and advance on myself. And so what was that moment, and what is it that you're doing now to help people additionally outside of network marketing?
So, I started digging a little deeper into, who am I again? Where do I really want to shine at? Where do I want to leave my legacy? What drives me? Where's this passion? What lights me up inside, right?
Yeah.
And it really was connecting with other moms and showing them that, we could find ourselves in a corner crying, but you know what? There are other women out there that can help and support you and love on you. And so I fell in love with connecting with other, moms and women and just showing them the self-love on themselves, the energy that they can gain, the life that they can live that they deserve. So I was like, where is this going to take me? And I had started to connect and go into all these, and nothing against men. It was just, this is where it fell into. I was a mom, a new mom again. And I just started going into some of these mom groups and, entrepreneur groups. And I started really building relationships with, especially these two other women. And we're like, you know what? Let's help other women. Let's show them that our life is not easy, but that we can really dig deep and connect with other women and lift them up and build this circle of strength that we're powerful. And that's what I did. So I started kind of going, we started making our own, not like retreats, but, coming to like little conferences of ours. And we would, you know, have different topics of what we would talk about. We would share our story, where we came from. And then women would like open up and then they would share their stories or they would ask for advice. And that's kind of where it started. And, we're growing with that. We have a huge event coming up, a wellness Wednesday or a wellness event coming up at the local college, Rowan College out here. There's going to be 100+ women at this event. And it's really dug deep into me about speaking and getting out there and speaking about my life and what I've been through and what I still go through. You know, how you want to be successful, but then you have those days where your kid could be sick, you could be fighting with your husband, you could be like, you're real, you are
Yeah.
real. And it takes some time to get over different things, hurdles and all that. But you don't have to crawl in the corner and be alone. There's other women that you can connect with out there. There's other people that can lift you up. So the circle that I'm surrounding myself with and getting out there and doing more speaking engagements. And we also do our own podcast, just like yourself, that has really just opened up my heart for, I mean, it is just bringing so many amazing things into my life.
So tell us about the premise of what you guys are doing, what it's called, and you know where do you see it going in the next couple of years?
So the name of our company together is Inspired Purpose Coaching. So it's three of us women. We have Amy Broccoli and Penelope Jones and myself. And it's just very funny. It's for another topic, but how we were all brought together. And I have firm belief in the Lord, and that's my faith, Christianity. And so are, Amy and Penelope, but everybody has their own thing that they look up to or believe in. And we truly believe that he had brought our paths together. So, where we come in at this is that we're three different women with three different stories, but we were all single moms at a time, So, we bring our stories together and we try, to kind of piece them together on our own, like to show that we were meant to have this path together, but we have our different stories to where we could pull in so many other women and be able to show them that it doesn't matter the paths that you take, that you could build a community of strong women together, regardless of where, where we've been. So where we see ourselves is continuously to have our events and just keep building them bigger and bigger, whether it's through, little corporate things or speaking like we are at the college coming up. We're working with nonprofit organizations as well, but it's doing the podcast. I think it's just really putting ourselves out there. I mean, the vision that I personally see is literally standing on a stage, just like a Rachel Hollis, and having a million different people coming speaking for us and just building them to become the people that they want to become along with us, and building that community like that, and just really getting bigger and bigger and bigger with our events.
And how can people find out about your events and what you guys are doing?
So they can find us on Facebook or Instagram through Inspired Purpose Coaching. And they can also find us, through our email, which is inspiredpurposecoaching@gmail.com. Or they can go on to my personal Facebook, which is Tara LePera, or also on Instagram, which is Self Love and Success. That's my own personal one. And then they can connect through that way as well.
Beautiful. So what would you say is one of the greatest lessons now coming out of this and really diving into this new endeavor? What's been one of the greatest lessons you've learned from this?
So I have to say to promise myself to keep digging deeper into me, into my beliefs. And there's a way of that. Of course, I do that. And I'm a firm believer in law of attraction. Everything that I write down somehow, some way has come or shown up into my life. So I promised myself that every day I would write something down that I'm already envisioning into my life that's happening, or I'll put a little self-love note. And I wanted to share this with you too. I should do a post on this, but my husband and I, how like the kids have the crayons in the bathrooms and they draw on the walls?
Of course.
So we have one in our shower, in the adult shower.
So do we.
And we will, oh, you do?
Yeah,
I love it.
Well, we have love notes. So we have these little,
okay.
these waterproof sticky notes and then we leave notes for each other. Or we jot stuff down. Yeah, we have that.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
So we will write little things to each other. So like my husband's trying to, he's working his way up to doing a marathon, and he knows that I'm working on, getting more speaking engagements. And also I wanted to share something else with you too, but so we'll write things to ourselves. How many people did you connect with today? How many miles did you run? I'm so proud of you. Did you take time for yourself today? Like we write little things like that to kind of push each other along. Like, wow,
that's great.
So I should take a picture of it and post it, but our shower just, it's not the nicest shower. That's on one of my my to-do lists, is to redo our shower. But I forgot to share with you, one of the biggest things is what I'm so excited and proud of myself of is on my heart, it has been for many, many years to be able to write a book of my past, my history. And that brings me to where and who I am and where I am today in my life. And I actually just signed to be a co-author in a book a few weeks ago.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
Thank you. It's in the works. It is going to be coming shortly, but I am beyond proud of myself for finally saying yes to it. I kept holding it off because I just didn't have that feeling that I was ready yet. But the Lord had spoke to me and he was like, this is the time, Tara. This is it. So I had just signed that. So I'm excited. But sorry if I went off the beaten path. I get a little happy there.
We go where the conversation takes us. So what's the best piece of personal advice that you've been given most recently?
Personal advice. I'd have to say something from, I don't know if it wasn't directly to me, because I've been listening to a lot of the Rachel Hollis's, here I go bringing up her name again, books. Not books itself. Like I listen to the Audible because I am a person that does not like to read. But when I work out or I go for a run or a walk, I listen to Audible. And she had said something that had just really hit home for me, as well as I'm sure a lot of other women or men that listen to her as well. She said there's so many women that are out there in the world that have dreams and envisions of doing something in their life, and they never do it. They don't do it. There's so many things that could be created in the world and shared with so many people, but why are they holding it to themselves? They're not putting themselves out there. So, regardless of how silly it may seem to you, regardless if anybody is going to like it or not, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just put it out there. Just start something. Write it on paper, share it with a friend, any ideas. Put yourself out there as much as you can, and never, ever, ever allow a no to put you down. Just keep going for those no's, because you're going to get those yeses and you're going to wind up building the dream that you want to have.
I love that. Favorite book that you have read that a lot of people may have not heard of?
Ooh, there's probably not a book that I have read that people would not hear.
Or what's your go-to that people, maybe if they'd read it a long time ago, they should pick it back up again?
I'd have to say one is Go for No. I mean, I know a lot of entrepreneurs have listened or have read that, and if they haven't, Go for No is definitely a hands down book to read. Um, Rachel Hollis, if you're a woman that's wanting to really dig deep into your self love and just get your ass out there, hands down, get Girl Wash Your Face.
Great book.
Um, and then also, so the book series that I'm joining in, it's through Kate Butler. She does these books where you get your own little chapter and you co-author. And these women that I've connected with over the times, and I've been purchasing their books, I mean, tear jerkers. They put their lives out there and their stories of what they've been through in their childhood. And I kid you not, it's like getting to one chapter and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that they went through this. Good for them for sharing it. So it's these little bits and pieces that they're in powerful and incredible women for sharing these stories. So it's right now, I mean, she's got all her series that were out. I'm trying to look at the women who illuminate, women who inspire, women who impact. It's all different series that she has, but the one that I'm going into is it's called Women Who Rise. So that'll be the book I'm in.
Awesome. Two final things. Again, how can people connect with you on social media and find out more about you and what you're doing?
So they could follow me on Facebook, which is Tara LePera, or they can follow me on Instagram, which is Self Love and Success, or they can email me at taraannlepera@gmail.com.
Beautiful. And final question before we sign off. What does success mean to you?
Success means to me is the more that I dig deeper into my heart, my love, my why, building me and loving me, is only going to shed love onto my family and grow us spiritually and connect us and bond us so much stronger. So my family is my life. My children are my life. And what I am instilling into me, I hope to instill into them is live your life. Live your life to the fullest, because we live once. Yeah, and you have two dates. You have the date that you come into this world, and you have the date that you leave this world. And we don't know when that ever is, but it's that in between. What is that in between that you're going to do for yourself and to share with others, that you're going to leave that legacy and make that impact in this world? And that is what I live by every day. What am I going to do again today, or what am I going to do tomorrow that I can truly instill an impact on somebody?
You got to love yourself first so you can love
Yeah,
everyone else. And
absolutely.
I think that was beautiful. Tara, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being here today. And I know the audience is going to take away so much from this. And guys, I highly, highly encourage you to connect with Tara on social media. Follow her. She's got an amazing, amazing story. This is a mother of four who does not stop with her passion and her purpose, because that is her passion, her purpose, to continue moving forward. So Tara, thank you for your time, your love, your energy, and all of the wonderfulness that you brought to today's episode. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much, Scott. You are the best. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend. So, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you again so much for checking out this week's episode. And if you can, head over to iTunes, search for Network Marketing Made Simple, leave me a 5-star rating, basic review. I would be grateful for all of the support you guys can give me. And again, if you'd be interested in learning more how to utilize LinkedIn to grow your business, your brand, and your bank account, head over to my website, www.scottaaron.net. Fill out the form for your free 15-minute discovery call so I can learn more about you, your business, and how we can work together. And again, thank you guys so much. Grateful for you all, and I'll see you next time.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.